Our next speaker is someone whose leadership and vision have been a cornerstone of OTG North America and the global Nu Skin community. Charlie Patterson has been on the OTG core team for many years, guiding and inspiring thousands of us with his unwavering dedication and strong leadership. Charlie's journey is as inspiring as it is unique. Before Nu Skin, he spent 10 years as a professional wakeboarder, pioneering the sport and living a dream that many of us would envy. But when that chapter closed, Charlie didn't just settle for the status quo. He faced the fear of the unknown head-on and made a life-changing decision to pursue a bigger, better future for himself and his family. Over the past 21 years, Charlie has become the rock in this community, leading one of the strongest teams in the company and achieving the top income position for 20 of those 21 years. But beyond his incredible success, what makes Charlie stand out is his heart. He's an incredible father, a loving husband, and someone who genuinely cares about empowering others to realize their own potential. Today, he is here to teach us about goal setting, one of the most critical elements of success in this business. I have no doubt that Charlie's wisdom and perspective will help us all dream bigger and take more purposeful action. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the one and only Charlie Patterson.
Hello, everyone. My name is Charlie Patterson, and welcome to the goal setting section of our workshop here. My background, if we haven't had the opportunity yet, is 10 years as a professional wakeboarder. I was one of the pioneers of the sport here in North America and around the globe from 1994 through 2004. And one morning in my tenure, I woke up and put my feet on the ground, looked out of the lake that I lived on in Orlando, Florida, and I never wanted to do it again. The unforeseen, the unexpected had come my way, and I was immediately overcome with fear. Fear of the future, fear of how I was going to maintain and sustain my lifestyle that I had grown accustomed to over my athletic career. And I wanted a bigger, better future. I wanted to look towards the future and be optimistic and be excited. I was recommended to read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where I learned that I had linear income that doesn't matter if it's here, here, here. If I want to keep making that income, I have to keep working, because the moment that I stop, that income stops. I learned about leveraged income, and I set a goal, an intention to find a method to create a leveraged asset that I could utilize and put the same type of blood, sweat, and equity into building that asset that could ideally go on to pay me long term. I wanted the ability to choose what I did with my time and not be stressed and concerned about how it was going to bring income in for my future family. Over the last 21 years, I've had the pleasure of being at the top income position of the company for 20 of those 21 years. And today, I'm going to go over a very important piece that I consider to goal achievement, which is where we look at our system, the workflow that we're going over in that front section, that far left section of our System 7 fundamentals, is where we develop the skills of the business, the setting of our goals, creating our contact list, inviting, presenting, following up, getting started, and then teamwork, which is going back and doing all of these steps with each new person as we are effectively driving lines. As we look at goals and setting them, there's a really important piece to looking at the goals. We love to use the SMART approach with having a very specific goal that is measurable, it's achievable, meaning that there are examples before you that have been done. And here, following our system, you'll find this around the world in nearly 48 different countries. Relevant. Are they relevant to you? But also add that a little bit of risk there, that you get a little uneasiness somewhere in your body that is a sign and telling you that this is exactly the direction that you're meant to go, to stretch you, for you to grow outside of your comfort zone to achieve the goals and your desires and dreams that you have, that you grow into that achievement and that are time-based. Deadlines work. So as we look at our business, there are historic facts and markers that we are able to follow to set us up to win. Now, there are acronyms like GSV, Group Sales Volume, and Organizational Sales Volume, or Total Organizational Sales Volume. You'll see these numbers in the back of your office when you log into your account as a brand affiliate. There's also new acronyms that are in the markets that are currently operating with the new sales performance plan, such as DCSV, or Direct Customer Sales Volume. So as you look at these, you want to make sure and set goals for them for the month. Begin with the end in mind. Have your intention set on the achievement of these goals that gives you the attention to it, and it's in your focus, that it thus gets your energy. You speak about it so that we speak it into existence. Our beliefs and the achievement of this, and believing that we are able to achieve these goals, happens in two or three factors, really. The first is what you tell yourself, and what you tell others is what you believe. And then following action, you will more solidify those beliefs with the repetition of telling others and telling yourself. The foundation is beginning by setting these goals. So let's go through the sheet. Your group sales volume is what you're going to be achieving in the qualification process by working with a group of your members, which is a wholesale customer, your retail customers, and your brand affiliates, your qualifying brand representatives. This is going to make up your GSV, your group sales volume. This is a portion of your qualifying to become a brand representative from a brand affiliate. Depending on the market you're in, you want to check with your senior partners to make sure that you have the correct GSV, group sales volume, to get to the brand rep title. Also, your direct customer sales volume or sharing block volume to be able to qualify as a brand rep within the given brand rep qualification period. You want to also make sure that you're familiar with LOI, letter of intent, that you're getting this letter of intent checked off in your back office when you log into nuskin.com. It's in the upper right, a button. You click on it, fill out the digital form, and submit it. This will help make sure that on the different milestones of the month that you're able to break brand rep and advance from brand affiliate on the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, and at the end of the month. Again, work with your senior partners to make sure that you have all of these boxes checked. When we look at our total organizational sales volume, that would be all of your brand reps that you have in your organization within your pay line. So you're setting a goal with the intention of not just your own personal group sales volume, but your total organizational sales volume with all of your brand reps inside. And also you can set a separate goal with outside of your pay line. Now, as we look at the way that our volume comes in historically over the last 40 going on 41 years, is that we can look at the month, the entire month, and look at that 20% of our volume traditionally comes in by the 7th, 40%, an additional 20% by the 14th, another 20% roughly in week number 3 by the 21st for a total of 60%, and then 40% of our volume coming in the last week of the month. And because of the deadline of month end, sometimes you'll see that 40% of the entire monthly volume will come in the last day of the month. As we look at that, you can set yourself up to win and create momentum in the beginning of the month that'll carry you through the rest of the month. Ideally, going through the end of the month and into the next month. So as we look at that, you want to take your total organizational sales volume, your OSV from above, and your GSV from above, and do 20% by the 7th, 40% of that total volume by the 14th, 60% by the 21st, so that you have these milestones to set your sights on short term for the first week, second week, third week, and then the end of the month will be your volumes there at the very top of the page with group sales volume and organizational sales volume. Also important, as we have it on the sheet, is your pin title, the rank, the advancement that you want to progress up this ladder, these stairs you'll see there on the right under set goals. You're moving from and progressing in ranks from letter of intent to brand representative, gold partner, lapis partner, ruby, emerald, diamond, blue diamond, and team elite. Again, beginning the month with the end in mind. Number of brand reps, really important to identify, understanding that our business is really the size of our business and the organizational sales volume. Total volume is determined by the number of brand reps and multiplied by the average group sales volume. So you can determine that number of your organizational volume by the number of brand reps, where we have a monthly average, which is our minimum to maximize the back end of the compensation plan, which is 3,000 group sales volume monthly. Now, that doesn't give you the best maximization of retention, yet it is the minimum participation to get paid on the back end at 5% beginning between brand rep and blue diamond. Additionally, success trips. Now, depending on the market that you're in, your qualification for success trips may vary. So you want to make sure that you know what the qualification is. It begins at brand rep, and each market will have 1 or 2 different success trips that you may qualify on a monthly or annual basis. And so check back with your senior partners to make sure that you know what success trip you're in current qualification for and what you must achieve to do so. On the sheet, you can print it out and you can download it from otg.global, as well as from our local Facebook market page, that you can get this document printed out and fill it in monthly. Also, you may share it with your team to fill it out and share with you monthly to be able to be aligned with their progress. As you progress to Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, Blue Diamond, and Team Elite, there are leadership team volumes that must be achieved to achieve these titles. Beginning with the SPP plan, that Ruby is 3 brand reps on your first generation, with one of those legs of brand reps that has a TSV of at least 5,000. Advancing to Emerald is adding or increasing that LTSV to 10,000 and having one more brand representative on your front line for a total of 4 brand reps with a 10,000 leadership team leg. As you advance to Diamond, you'll have 5 first generation or G1 brand representatives with a 10,000 LTSV leg and a 20,000 LTSV leg. A Blue Diamond is 6 G1 brand representatives with a 10,000 LTSV, a 20,000, and a 30,000. So 3 leadership teams in addition to the other 2 legs that are 3 legs that are at a minimum of 2,000 GSV. Lastly, in the top position or rank title of our company is Team Elite, and that is where you have a 10,000, a 20,000, 30,000, and a 40,000 leadership team out of the 6 G1 brand representatives. What this is doing is setting you up to win with depth in your organization and volume from both customers as well as brand affiliates. Brand affiliates driving the business, and we love to strive for what we call a power of 3, where you as a brand affiliate have at least 3 customers within the first 90 days. Ideally, set your goal to get that done this month. And then as a brand representative, you have at minimum 3 personal customers sponsored by you And you have 3 brand affiliates with each 3 customers that are sponsored to them. And this will historically has provided an 83% retention when achieved within the first 90 days. So we want to set you up for success. We want to set you up for goal achievement, set you up for progression in the plan and moving forward towards your goals and achieving them as well as your dreams. In alignment with that, we have ranks called Platinum Team Elite, which is growth year over year for Team Elites. We encourage you to set that in your sights for the year, and you can look in your back office to see where you're at and what must be achieved for you in your personal business to hit those different ranks of 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and 4-star Platinum Team Elite. We also track and recognize for the total lifetime earnings of the position with the company. And we do so in a COE, Circle of Excellence 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're able, again, to connect with your senior partners to find out what these mean and to make sure that you're setting a target in the future that you are achieving these different milestones. Nourish the Children, we encourage you to be a force for good in the world, give back, and help us save lives with malnourished and starving children around the world. We are approaching 1 billion meals sold, and by the time you see this, we may be even over 1 billion meals served to children around the world, and also aiding in disaster situations with this product that we call Vitameal that is made dominantly in Malawi, Africa, where we're able to sustain that community and that community investing largely learning farming, kids receiving the Vitameal product when they go to school, and having schools for us to teach the locals how to farm, as well as having manufacturing and production facilities there for the Nourish the Children and Vitameal program. So we encourage you to please be one of those that serves with us in this effort of being a force for good. My name is Charlie Patterson, and it's been a pleasure being with you shortly with setting goals here at the beginning of each and every month. I encourage you to work with your senior partners on your goals so that they know what your goals are, and that you have a consultation at your request with them to look at your business, to look at the numbers, because the truth is always in the numbers, not the story, but in the numbers. And if it's worth doing, it's always worth tracking. So make it a great month. I wish you incredible progress in your business. We are a business of service. By helping others get what they want, we get closer to what we want. Make it a great month.
Thank you, Charlie, for such a comprehensive and powerful session on goal setting. If there's one thing Charlie made clear, it's this: success doesn't happen by chance, it happens by design. Charlie reminded us of the importance of setting clear, smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, that push us out of our comfort zones and into growth. He also emphasized the critical role of tracking our numbers, not just relying on stories or assumptions, but using the truth in the data to guide our decisions and progress. What I found especially inspiring is how Charlie tied goal setting to both personal achievement and service. As he said, we are a business of service. By helping others get what they want, we get closer to what we want. It's a reminder that this business is about more than just hitting targets. It's about creating impact, building community, and being a force for good. He also broke down the importance of setting milestones, weekly and monthly targets that align with our larger aspiration. This practical roadmap from LOI to Team Elite gives all of us the tool to progress steadily and intentionally in our journey. And lastly, Charlie left us with a challenge: track what matters, stay aligned with your mentors, and focus on service. Because when you approach this business with clarity and purpose, success becomes inevitable. Let's take this wisdom to heart and make this month a transformational one. Now, let's keep the momentum going as I introduce our next incredible speaker, Erin Kay.